What's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on my video. I'm Rob from Fighting Father Time. I use training, mainly calisthenics, to keep me looking young, to keep me feeling young, and generally just keep me in the best shape of my life. So this video, what it's mainly about is about tracking. It's about tracking your, oh man, that's gonna suck. So here's a question for you. Have you ever done a workout, tracked it on your watch, and at the end of your workout you find out that you've only burned 25 calories because during the workout your watch is jumping all around and it's not giving you an accurate reading? Well, this has happened to me a bunch of times. So generally when I go running or when I'm biking, I get consistent results. They're pretty accurate. But whenever I'm doing any sort of dynamic movements, whether it's pull-ups, dips, burpees, box jumps, anything like that, all of the results are just skewed. And I believe it's because of the movement that the inconsistent movement that you're doing when you're doing these exercises throws off the ECG reader and just doesn't give you accurate results. So that's what this video is about. I actually have a hack to give you more accurate readings, and it really does work, and it works well. So I have a great solution for this, and that is to put your watch on your ankle with the body of the watch on the medial side of your ankle. That's the inside. So all my calisthenic athletes, all my CrossFitters, all my functional movement people, all the people who are just doing things that are definitely different and are moving in different directions, this is a great piece of advice for you. Just give it a try. I promise you that it works. So our foot in the ankle area, we actually have two arteries that are running through there. One would be the posterior tibial artery, which kind of runs along the back of your ankle, I'd say the posterior side of your ankle, also on the median side too. The other one would be the dorsalis pedis artery, which actually runs down the medial side again of your ankle or your leg, and then goes on top of your foot. And those are what we call pulse points. You know, if say an EMT, something happens and the EMT has to take your pulse and they're not able to take it in your wrist or your carotid artery or your neck area or anywhere else, another place where they can take your pulse would be your ankle as well as the top of your foot. So again, this is an area where you are going to get a good pulse. That's where I've been putting my watch, and my results have been great. I also think this is because your ankle does not have the same amount of flexion and movement that your wrist has. Your wrist can really move a lot of different ways. And even though your foot is similar, you can see that the movement it's more varied with your ankle. So I mean, it's less varied with your ankle. There's just not as much movement. So I believe that's one of the reasons why we get such accurate results down there as well. And if you think about it too, I mean, we do wear chest sensors with the more accurate activity trackers or activity readers. Not only is it close to your heart, but also there's less movement in your trunk area. So this, there's not a lot of movement there. Therefore, the tracker or the actual device doesn't move too much, and that helps give you an accurate readout as well as it being close to your heart. Don't get me wrong. So I actually discovered this by accident. As you can tell, I use rings, I use dip bars, I use the pull-up bar. I do a lot of the dynamic movements, and what I do sounds weird, but what I do use though are wrist wraps. And these wrist wraps really help out a lot because my wrists really aren't the strongest things out there. So I use these wrist wraps that give me a little extra support. And if you're wearing a wrist wrap, you can see there's not really a lot of room for a watch. So, but I still wanted to track my workouts. So what I did was, of course, I moved it to my ankle just so at least I would have some sort of reading or some sort of results. And then what I noticed was, after doing these workouts, jumping all over the place, running, burpees, everything like that, the results were way more accurate. How do I know that they're more accurate? There are calculations that can be done for different movements and your weight that you can get a good estimate of what your calories burned should be. Now, my watch before was way off, and I mean like over 150 calories off. While when I did this, the results were just, they were just so much better. They were definitely within, I'd say, maybe a 10% margin. What I did have before this was a Apple Watch. And my Apple Watch, you know, it's a really good watch. It's probably the best out there. So, but recently I switched over to Samsung phone because I wanted to give it a try. So I decided to get a Samsung watch also. Same freaking problems. I had the same problem with when it was consistent and accurate when I ran, and whenever I did a lot of you know, cross training movements, it wasn't accurate. Again, I put it on my ankle, same thing happened, better results. So it doesn't matter what type of watch you have. If you're having those type of issues, if you place it from your wrist to your ankle, you'll get better results. But also, a lot of people who do calisthenics, a lot of people who do CrossFit, a lot of people who do these I like to call them dynamic movements, but they're just awesome. But a lot of people who do these movements often will be wearing wristbands. They're wearing gymnastic, I forget what they call it. So a lot of people use wrist wraps, right? And I don't know why I was calling them bands anywhere. But a lot of people use wrist wraps, or they'll use these gymnastic, I don't know exactly what they're called, but I would call them wrist wraps and grip holds, I don't know. But a lot of people use these as well. And when you have these on your wrist, as you can see, you can't have a watch on as well. So if you do want to track your workouts, this is a great alternative. Go ahead and put it on your ankle. Test it out. I'm telling you, it works great. Leave a comment. Try it. Leave a comment and let me know how well it works. I'd love to get some feedback on this. But it's definitely, for me, it was a game changer. I like to track. I like to have an idea of how many calories I'm burning, you know, in a workout to see how intense it was too. So this is my hack for getting more accurate readings using a smartwatch and doing functional fitness workouts. So that is it. Please like this video if you found any of this helpful or any of it entertaining. It really does help me out, and I'm a small channel and I'm just getting started, and yeah, I guess that's it. Until the next video though, peace out. Alright, big head. Oh,
you're not wet.
Oh,
it's heavy.
Oh, you're heavier than you used to be, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's only 6 pounds now. 8 probably.